welcome to this political, historical, and sociological channel. Well, I don't know if you noticed that hundreds of monuments around the world, including Las Cibeles in Madrid, have been dressed in blue for a rather surreal pretext. Nothing less than the raised awareness of pneumonia and its jab. The subliminal message is creeping as it tries to fix in our subconscious a non-existent danger that is the idea that we are potentially ill. Harvard University study established some time ago that blue light has a dark side. It refers to the fact that it can damage health, as we can see shortly, but the damage can go far beyond the imaginable and have irreversible consequences. Once again, we are faced with realities that belong in futuristic literature. For some time now, the orange glow of the lighting in many cities has been turning blue, and we have hardly noticed it. In principle, this should not be a cause of alarm, were it not for the fact that there are sufficient reasons to think that this new chromatic modality could not only have serious consequences for the health and well-being of citizens and wildlife in general. That unofficial investigation point to the fact that something so apparently harmless and sold as a great advance could hide hidden interests and sinister ends very much in line with the dynamics of the manipulation and control set in motion under the pretext of contingency. 1 year ago, passers-by at night in Tampa, Florida, in the United States, were surprised to see that the city lights emitted purple light instead of the usual amber color. Those responsible for the lighting immediately explained the puzzle. It was one of the filters for the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue of the LED lamps, which had been defective. If a filter is not working properly, the light is distorted. In the case in question, the yellow filter did not work and the fusion of blue and red gave a purple color. It remains an anecdote, although the possible hidden story is still shrouded in suspicion. The blue lighting put the inhabitants of Miami and other cities around the world on their guard. Implementing LED technology throughout the planet is not a minor project. Changing sodium lamps has been a revolution, as well as a setback for users when purchasing light bulbs for their homes. It has been promoted as sustainable, which means less expense, less maintenance cost, longer life of the elements, and so on. The new fashionable mantras, easy to shudder, forcing the scam. There are public funds at will, even from small municipalities, to prepare reports on the implementation of these types of lightning, in which collaborate the graceful sympathizers of the system, without research and environmental impact to flora and fauna, and pre-established conclusions. The Harvard study argues that blue light can cause cardiovascular disease, diabetes, cancer, depression, as well as alter the sleep cycle, as it inhibits melatonin, the hormone responsible for regulating the circadian rhythm. Researcher Alicia Dimopsky from La Trobe University of Australia conducted an experiment with a type of small kangaroos called wallabies. She set up 3 groups. The first, she exposed the animals to blue LED lights. In the second, she put LED lights with blue light blocking, and in the third, she left the marsupials in a total darkness. Results revealed that the blood melatonin levels in the second and third groups were the same. That is, amber lights does not inhibit melatonin formation, unlike blue light. The American Medical Association, AMA, has also sounded the alarm about blue or high-intensity lightning, stating that depending on the average color temperature, it could have adverse effects on both the environment and human health. The blue light radiation band is between 380 and 500 nanometers. Some conservative research has revealed possible damage at the cellular level, while other studies are much more critical. We know that the official experts, almost always with a conflict of interest, will confuse us with the frequency bands and issues measures of reassurance. To mislead is to manipulate, and in that they are experts with a capital letter. In fact, we cannot trust that they are not using ultraviolet bands of type A, B, and even C, which is the most dangerous. But here the question is, does blue light serve to act on the graphene introduced into our body through punctures and other ways? In other words, can the radiation from certain LED lightning influence the graphene nanoparticles that have comfortably installed themselves in our body, waiting for orders? I understand that this last question is disturbing, but let's look at some headlines that put us on the track. A new type of brain-computer interface uses atomically thin graphene. Researchers develop graphene biosensors for brain-machine interfaces, modifying the properties of graphene for use in electronics using ultraviolet light. Researchers discover abnormally strong light absorption in graphene. Does this sound like a coincidence to you? Ricardo Delgado from La Quinta Columna, a leading expert of this subject, that indeed graphene absorbs ultraviolet radiation, and in particular C radiation, which is the one that absorbs ultraviolet radiation, C radiation, which has hermicidal properties, and is being applied artificially because the hole in the ozone layer supposedly absorbs the natural radiation coming from the sun, enables a subband in graphene with up to electronic applications, i.e. in the field of intracorporeal nanocommunication, communication between the body and the cloud. In addition, the ultraviolet radiation that hits the material catalyzes or accelerates the damage caused by oxidative stress, or COVID, or cancer, and all the other things we are seeing. Chile's former president Sebastián Piñera clearly stated at the 5G network hiding event they need an interface, that is, an element of connection between the human brain and the machine. Read artificial intelligence source. It is the possibility that machines can read our thoughts and can even insert feelings. 5G technology is an even greater change in our lives. Is an even greater change in our life than what all previous technologies had even meant. A Twitter user, Align Creations, who also shows us his opinion about the before mentioned likes, they called them anti-crime likes or blue likes. Under blue light, you cannot sleep, and if it is at a specific frequency, it breaks the union of the cells, the covalent bond. There is also a technique of sterilization by UV blue light. There is another fact. Law enforcement vehicles have to have the lights in a service, and these are blue. Alejandro Sanchez de Miguel and his colleagues at the University of Exeter in the UK have used images obtained by the astronauts on the International Space Station to map the variation in the spectral composition of lighting across Europe for two periods, 2012 to 2013 and 2040 to 2020. The data showed that the progressive replacement of the public lighting from high-pressure sodium-based lighting in yellow tones to the one used white LED lamps and with higher blue emissions, the effect has been particularly prominent in Italy, Romania, Ireland, and the United Kingdom. This has an effect on melatonin. There is a measurable shift to blue luminaries. The transformation of this color image to environmental impact is harmful. But I would really like to know in the comments what do you think about this, because we are being attacked from all sides without us realizing it. If you like, I hope you could give me a thumbs up, help me to share, and if you want to continue seeing topics like this, subscribe. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye. 泣いちゃダメ